Good morning, everybody. This is Eileen, and you are watching Jane Nicole Designs this morning. We are coming to you from Hayden, Idaho. Today is one of those days. You can kind of hear it. There is, I think the rest of my lives for the summer is going to have a lawnmower noise in it because our neighbors get their lawn done at like 9:30 a.m. and so we may just have that for a little while, but I'm gonna wait for just a second to have everybody get online. And today my first watcher will get some happy mail, and happy mail means that it is just something from my craft room and supplies and things like that. It is gonna be either I'll have to make it a surprise. So Joy, you are my first watcher this morning. I have your address. I will send you happy mail. And like I said, my happy mail is going to be just a little fun, something fun for the first person that gets online with me. So Joy, I'm so glad you're around. Good morning. Hey, so what we're going to be doing today, if you can, it's kind of quiet around my house today. My husband is at an appointment, and Abby, our youngest, she is doing finals this week. So we are just kind of, it's quiet, which is awesome. I haven't had a morning like this for a while. So, but we are going to be just doing something that is not one of my usual things that I'm doing. We're going to be doing some jewelry today. And so I had to bring my little craftiness into the project today. But I just thought, you know what? You know how that is where you just kind of have your set things that you keep doing over and over again. And so today is one of those days where I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Good morning, Renee. And so I just thought, you know what, let's do a little bit of crafty, a little bit of jewelry, and that is what we're going to do. And then if we have time, I have one little short project that I'm working on for my springtime tablescape that if I get time, we could do that. But this is what we're gonna work with. And hold on, I have to show you something. And it might be a little wobbly, but here we go. Today, I have Oakland, our kitty. She is going to hang out with me today, and she is in spicy form today. So we'll have to keep going with that. But anyway, I just had to show you. Today, it's one of those where she has chosen to sit on my windowsill, soak in the sun. We had some not so great weather this last week. Mother's Day, actually, I know. Let me know how your Mother's Day went in the comments there. Did you go out? Did you brave the restaurants and things like that? But I actually was going to have my family go thrifting with me. So my husband Jeffrey was like, hey, what do you want to do for Mother's Day? And I said, I would really love, and I have not gone in a long time, thrifting. And it was one of those where I thought, no, well, I'm going to try it. We'll see. I mean, hey, it's Mother's Day. I might be able to, persuade them to go with me. And so Jeffrey was asking me, so what would you like to do for Mother's Day? And he's like, I know you don't want to, hold on, here comes the kitty. I know you don't want to go to the movies because that's super loud, and going out to the restaurants, it's, super busy and things like that. So what would you like to do? And I was like, well, I would love to go thrifting. And he's like, okay, we'll go. And, there's a few things where a few things that he just does not like to do, and one of them is shopping. So I thought, wow, what a great Mother's Day to go out and go do some thrifting and things like that. We made sure some of our my favorite spots to go were open, and one of them wasn't. And I thought, okay, well. So we get done with our morning things that we're doing. We actually went and tried to find a couple places to go in Post Falls to breakfast, and they were all completely busy. So I was like, okay. So I came back and we made breakfast, and we were ready to walk out the door to go thrifting. And it started to hail and rain. So I graciously said, you do not have to go with me today. And we had a couple movies that we've really been wanting to watch. So we decided to just hang out downstairs, watch some movies. We barbecued steaks and things like that. But it was so funny. I thought, you know what? At least my family was like, okay, I'll do it for you, because it's the day, you know, that you got to be on your best behavior and happy and all that fun stuff. And you know, I was very thankful. So anyways, let me know what you guys are doing, or what you did for Mother's Day. And did you get to call your mom? I got to talk to my mom. Oh my goodness, it was super fun. She is just a hoot. And we were just talking about our last week's project and things like that. Last week we talked about baking cakes and things like that. And she's like, Eileen, I went and looked up and found the cake, you know, the idea of what the cake was, and she was telling me all about it and things like that. So it was super, super fun. We had a great conversation, got to be able to, you know, tell each other happy Mother's Day, and then thank each other for just, you know, being unsacrificial in the wonderful, example she has been to me. So she is one of those that I watched from a young age just be super giving and in the Word, and I wanted to be that someday. And it's super fun to be able to say, Mom, thanks a lot for helping me out, to guiding and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, okay, what we're gonna do is, I have a couple different ways that we're gonna be doing this jewelry project. So I saw online these gnomes, and the gnomes, they had, this is a wooden, like a laser cutout. So you can do a bunch of different things with these. This is not the only, you know, thing. There's circles, there's triangles, there's little patterns and paddles, all sorts of different things that you can use for this project. You can go to Michael's, but I went to Etsy, and I found, because I wanted this little gnome, I thought I'm a gnome lover, so I really wanted to make some earrings out of that. And the gal that I will put in the link, the shop that I bought them from, but the gal put in an extra pair of you know, wooden things. So I started playing with the wood, and this one here, this side, I took paint, and I just painted kind of like an ombre kind of thing, and then I took a napkin and then did the 1 ply of napkin on it and Mod Podge that on. And I thought, oh, that's, you know, that's super cute. And then I took, well, you know, I started thinking a little bit more, and I took, this is just scrapbooking paper, and I took Mod Podge and just did 1 layer on the piece of wood, and then I just put a piece of paper. And then I took a sanding block, and then I just sanded around the corners of it, the edges, and then took a my weeding tool for my vinyl, and I just punched a hole through it. So I have a pair of earrings now that are double-sided, so if I want to, I can flip them around. Or, you know, when it dangles and things like that, you'll be able to see the front and the back. So that's kind of what I started off doing, and I will show you a little bit of example, because I started off and then I thought, you know what, you probably want to see a little bit of how the process went. So this is when I Mod Podged the piece of scrapbook paper on it. And so all I did, like I said, was just take the sandpaper, sand around the corners, and then I will finish it off with another coat of Mod Podge. So that's just kind of how I started off doing this, and super simple. If you have the supplies with them, the, you know, scrapbooking paper or any type of napkins and things like that, this is a great way to start off. And I could see, you know, in circles and all, you know, they have the really pretty teardrops and things like that. You can get them at Michael's. You can get you know, Amazon is a really good place to get those kind of things. Etsy, you know, support some of the small businesses on Etsy. That's me. I'm a small business. So I'm like, okay, whatever I can do to help another sister out or whatever. But that's where I found the little gnome. And I was super excited to be able to find because there's several different places I was at and they were out. So, like I said, I'll put the link in the corner there. So, and then the other thing that was really cool is this is just a plain. She also had some that were different patterns. And so I was like, woohoo, okay. So I kind of went to town. I got quite a few. So the other pattern that I liked, this is more of like a, Western kind of Aztec. And so I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that one. This earring had that same pattern on it on this side, and I just covered it over with paper. So if you're looking at this and you're like, I don't know if I really like that, you can get them patterned and do whatever you want, or you can just get them plain. So what I'm going to do here is I wanted to do a couple different gnomes because I like to use them all year round. And some people don't. Some people are like, I don't know about gnomes. And I'm just one of those. They're cute little, you can make them furry. You can make them old. You can make them girls, even guys. And there's so many different ways that you can do it. So sorry, Jeffrey just came home. The dog is telling me that he's home. But there's so many different ways that you can use the gnomes for all different reasons. So hold on, my other daughter's calling me too. So I'm like, what's up? Of course, I had that few minutes of quiet. So I would say, Ab, if you're watching, call your dad. But anyways, I'm going to show you what I did just to make this one here. I just did this white, and I kind of just wanted it to be more of either I could use it in the winter, or I could just, all that kind of stuff. So what I did is I'm just going to take the wood here, and this is what I use. This is a chalk paint, and it's white. I got it at Walmart, and I use this for all, like my watering can and things like that. That's where I painted that kind of stuff. So it's a multiple use type of paint. It is a little like almost like a gelish. It's not very, it will run out, but or drip kind of thing. But I like this way how it is, because I'm just going to I'm going to hold it up here and see if I can do it without it. But I want it not to be down here when I paint it, because I don't want to get in those little grooves where it's dark. I want to just go over the top of it. So I'm just going to take and paint it. I do have to watch what I'm doing here. But I'm just going to paint at almost a flat. And then, get some more here. I want it to almost have it like a dry brush kind of thing. There we go. And if I have some of the paint that goes into those little spots, I'll show you how I remedied that pretty quick. But just make sure that you can put it where you want. You can color this anything. I mean, I think it would be cute red, and do a Valentine's, or blue and do winter. I mean, you could make leopard print Western and do teal, that kind of thing. So I just took a little, this is one of the stipple brushes that you can use for other projects or whatnot. And I just tapped in there. And then I'm going to just go off on a different sheet here. I just got a piece of paper off to the side. And I'm going to just unload some of that paint that's on there. And it's okay if there's a little bit of color in there, but I just kind of wanted to make sure that you can see some of that brown in there. Like I said, you could, if you want to, double-sided, because you could paint and do whatever, but for these pair of earrings, I'm just going to do single-sided. So let me make sure I want this a little bit lighter over here. Or you could just leave it all natural. You're welcome to decide what you want to do. But I wanted a little bit of color on this. I could go in later, and I could even, take gold or whatever, you know, you could take those little divots and you could paint in different colors and things like that. So it's kind of just up to you what you're going to do. And this is going to be a simple one. I just want this one to just kind of, you know, wherever I go and things like that. Maybe I have a super colorful outfit on, or maybe a light. I just want it to be a little bit just kind of opaque. Okay, so the other thing that I had, this is macramé, kind of the boho string, and I'm going to use this one for this project. I have several ways that you can do. You got to make the little beard on it, so I have several different ways that you can do that. But for this project, all I'm going to do is just take and see about how long I want the beard, and then just add a little bit. So probably right about there. So this is about, let me get I had a ruler here because I wanted to make sure that you all know what I was doing. This is 5 inches long. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna do, this one is gonna have 3 pieces. So let me find, I have there it is. It's always under something when you need it. My scissors. And of course, let me flip it around. I'm just gonna cut it at that 5 inch. Okay. So this here I got, this line here I got on Amazon. And it was super cheap. It was like $14 for all of that. And I've been using it quite a bit, and I haven't hardly made a dent in it. So it's kind of cool. Okay, so here is my gnome. When I do this, I always do it upside down because that's how my brain works, tying this the way it is. So I just fold it in half, and then go ahead and see how this is the front. I'm just gonna push it down there, and I'm gonna go up through the top, and then I'm just gonna feed these 2 ends back through. So there we go. And then just go ahead and pull. Make sure that it's how you would like it to be. So I want this one here to be shorter than that one. So then I'm going to do the middle one. So I'm going to fold this in half, and I want it to be actually as even as possible. So go ahead and go through the back. You could do it the other way, but like I said, this is how my brain works when I want to do this. And I don't even know what kind of knot this is called. So in the comments, if you know what this knot, how it is, or what it's called, let me know. So like I said, we're just going to go take it, the 2 of them, feed it back through the loop. And like I said, this is the one I want to be as even as possible. So I'm going to hold on to it together and just kind of wriggle it back and forth. Okay. All right, so now we have 2. And depending on how much you want your, you know, how many pieces you want. If you had thinner cording, it would be, good morning, Christine. I'm so glad you're watching. If you wanted the cording a little bit smaller, then you would have maybe 4 of them on here, that kind of thing. So just, it's up to you how fluffy you would like the macrame cording. We're going to do another one with a different size, so I'll show you that. But like I said, go ahead, go right up through the back, make a little loop, and push it through. And I am going to make sure that the outside is shorter than the inside. And we're going to do a little bit of trimming, so, but that is how we're going to start. Isn't this so fun? I love it. It's a super easy, simple, quick project. Okay, so now, I mean, I guess if you want it to be like dreadlock, you could leave it like that, but I want his beard to be a little fluffy. So what I'm going to do is, this is my tool that I use for weeding for vinyl when I do my t-shirts, and I'm just going to take it and pull it in there and just pull it down. See how it starts to fray it apart? This is the best way. I tried like a bobby pin. I tried a couple of other things, but this, because the weeding tool is pretty pointy, it cuts through and unravels that fabric or the cording really well. So that's all I'm going to do for that. Just use that tool, and then I'm just going to kind of keep going until I decide how fluffy I want it. And like I said, it's up to you. Okay, this is a little bit crazy, but I promise it will be okay. All right, let me know how you guys are doing today. Are you in hot sunny weather, or are you surviving from the hail and the snow? We had some really weird weather patterns this last week, and I'm super hoping that we can be over with that. Okay, so that is how I do that. Then I stole my kitty's brush. This is hold on, there's a few of her hairs in there. This is my cat brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little bit of combing. And what you want to do is just kind of make it so it starts to fluff out, deciding how fluffy you would like it. And then I just kind of hold it here, and this is my middle point. So I want to make sure that my beard, that is the longest point. So I'm going to trim it. And I'm going to just trim it straight off. And we're going to see what that looks like with a little bit of a curve. We'll see. It's kind of hard to show you, but I will. Yep. I am not a hairdresser, so I'm not very precise in that regard. But just do your best, and then kind of go back and look and say, well, I do want a little bit of a roundedness. Like I said, you could cut it straight, you could cut it in a V, just depending on how you want to do it. And I don't want, I don't want it any more than that. I might even, once I put the hook on it, I might even shorten it up a little bit, just to see if whatever's better. So let me know if you guys have done earrings like this. I know, Christine, you've been doing different jewelry and things like that, different silver and rocks and things like that, but have you done the wooden yet? Okay, see, yeah, I could futz all day long, but like I said, it's up to you and how you wanna finish that. But okay, so here's one, and let's get the other one here. Oh, there it is. See, it's always under something. We're gonna take the 5 inches. Let's do this one more time, because I want to finish the earrings, because I actually want to wear them. So let's see, let's make sure it's 5 inches, round and about there. There we go. Like I said, for this one, I mean, I could see if I can get 4 in there, but I think I would just rather make sure that that it's comfortable. Okay, so flip it upside down, put the middle in between. There's the ends. And that just puts it so that there's that, I mean, you could do it this way too. I think it just looks a little bit more finished this way. So it's up to you. You can decide what you want to do. All right, so we'll put that on the end. This would be a super fun project with kids, because it's a little bit of paint and more more of just hanging out with each other, making these. I think they would be super fun to be able to do. One of those fun family projects. Okay. Perfect. So here we go. And I'm just gonna, because I cut them about the same length, I think they should be okay. Yep. They're not too bad. So, like I said, we're gonna take that pick that we're using for weeding, little cross crafting material tools. I love that, to be able to use different different tools for projects that you think, oh yeah, scrapbooking, oh, I could add that in there. Oh, vinyl, I could add that into jewelry making, right? So I just separated them a little bit. Gonna go for the there we go. And then I'm just gonna put this on the top. Make sure that they're about the same. There we go. So, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and trim off each side. This one doesn't look like it needs as much. That is a good thing. But like I said, you could just keep, you know, futzing around and doing different things. Okay, off to the side. All right, so here we go. He's missing one thing before we put the hooks on. This is the coolest thing ever. Look at these. Here's the nose. I love it. So along with the little gnome hats and things, we were able to get the gnome. And this here, it's wood, and I don't want his nose to be white. I could put a little bit of pink paint on it if I wanted to. So hold on, let's do that really quick. I'm gonna use this here. I have my paints underneath my desk. It's awesome. This is Waverly, and I do not want it to be too dark. This is ballet slippers, I believe. Yes, this is ballet slippers. And I'm just gonna take, oh, that's dry. I'm gonna take a little bit, and I'm just gonna tap it on the, let me get some of this off here. This is dried. I used it for a different project. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my finger, and then I'm just gonna tap it, because I don't want it to be completely all pink. I just want a little bit of tinge on it. So we'll do that and get another one. See how that goes? Okay, now let's make sure that they're okay dry. We always got to do our baby wipes. We need to have a clean place to work. All right. Now I'm going to take my glue gun, and this is my Gorilla Glue gun. I got it at Walmart. It's $14.99, and it's my best friend down here in the craft room. It is a dual temperature, so I have it on low so I don't burn myself all the time. But here is also my saving grace of being able to. These are from the dollar store, and you can put them on your fingers. Make sure that you don't get burnt. Like I said, I think my husband finally came in. He was sitting in the car. He must have been on a phone call. Yep. And all I'm going to do is put a little dot of glue. Put it down a little bit. And there's his nose. Isn't that so fun? Oh, goodness. I don't know about you, but it's a good day in the crafting day when things like this turn out fun. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to put on the earring holder. So I don't know, you guys, this is my, it's from Plano. This is a fishing tackle box. It has been with me for years and years and years. And every once in a while, depending on what kind of phase I'm in, every once in a while I've done necklaces and, oh goodness, bracelets and all that kind of stuff. And then every once in a while I think, oh, I'll just get rid of it all because, you know, it's just, it's, you know, here kind of thing. But then I keep coming back to it. So here is the little hooks that we're going to be using. You can use, I've seen several different ways to do this, and I was looking through my stash and I was like, you know what, I don't know if I have them, but yeah, I don't. But taking a piece of the wire here and making into a loop, I thought that would be really fun because then you can flip it over easier. So if you decide to do double-sided, you know, earrings, you can flip in one side and it doesn't matter kind of thing. But since today I'm going to be using just the one-sided, we are going to just put these on there. And the other thing I need to also get is, so we'll put a couple of these. So these are the ones that I'm going to be using. Like I said, you can do whatever you want. You know, I could see gold, you could do any color and whatnot. But for this, I do have to put my glasses on because there's some little pieces in here that I want to get. Let's make sure I can get around. There it is. There we go. I'm going to get a couple out because we're going to be using them. But I don't, you know, Joann's has a really good selection of the hardware and things like that. Michael's, you can get them, you know, all different types of hoops and things like that. So it's up to you what you would like to do to finish them off. But I am just going to be using, I will get I got these at Joann's. I love these. These are jewelry, but that's all I'm going to be using. So I'm going to take the earring, put it on there just like that. And then go ahead and got to open it up a little bit. And I just twist it to open it up. And then we're going to be putting that on here. Let's make sure it gets in the front. And then they round on the side. And I always have two, oops, where'd it go? There we go. I always have two pliers just to make sure. So there we go. Oops, there we go. I've got glue going on here. I also might find, I may look and see if I have a larger, let's look and see if I have a larger ring, because here we go. This is maybe larger. Nope. Here we go. This is a larger ring. Let's try that because I think that it may not sit right. So that's one thing about jewelry, trial and error. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, this is a better size. So this is a little bit a bigger ring. We'll just open it up. Yeah, there we go. I'm happy with that. Make sure that when you put the ring on there that it's the right way. So there we go. And then I'm just going to close up those two holes. There we go. Ha, perfect. So much better. There we go. So see how it looks like that? All you need to do, because I wouldn't want that on my ear like that, because that wouldn't work. So all you do is you take your plier and you just give it a quarter turn. Oop. Let's get it back on here. Hold on. There we go. Let me get this. Hold on. Let's get this right. You know, it's one of those. We love live, right? And jewelry is one of those where you want to make sure that you get it right or else you don't want the tragedy of it coming apart. Just like that. Okay, so let's try this again. So this is what it would look like, and I don't want it to look that way. So I'm going to hold on to the little ring here. I'm going to hold on to the top, and I'm just going to do a quarter turn. So that when it's on my ear, oh, I'll do this. Gotta take out my other ring. Hold on. There we go. So when it's on my ear, see if I can get it in there without there. Now I don't have to worry about it flipping in back and forth. Ta-da! Okay, I'm not gonna wear it with this outfit because it looks like, you know, it looks a little wonky, but that is how you do that. So when I hold on to the end there and I turn it a quarter turn, then that's where it's going to be able to, so that it lays flat. So, okay, there we go. So here's earring, and I won't do the back just because for time, but this is number one. Okay. So this is just painting it, putting a little bit of paint on the nose, giving it a little bit of a macrame cord, and then putting up. So this is like my first idea. I was like, okay, we have to do this. All right, so here's my second idea, because I kind of like to go in threes, and we have a little bit of time to hang out. So, and if you don't mind, I don't mind. All right, we're gonna clean up for the next one. I am going to be doing a little bit different. I wanted to show you a couple different ways that I did things. And let me put my earring back in because that's crazy. I don't want to have one earring not sparkly. Okay, there we go. Back. All right, so the second one that I'm going to do is a little bit different in the way that, get my two. And the cool thing about these little toppers, they're actually, they're meant to go opposite of each other. So if you want to do this, or if you want them to go in, it doesn't matter. You got to, you know, you can just decide what you want to do. So like I said, this one here, it's just flat on each side. There's no design or anything like that. So I just thought, you know what, I'll get a different couple, you know, the textures and things like that. But I like that idea. So here we go. Here's the fun part. We get to decide, we're going to put some fabric on it. What do you think we should do? Should we do hanky kind of thing, handkerchief? Should we do flowers? Should we do, I don't know if this is like Dalmatian print or cow print. Let me know what you think. I'm going to wait here for a second because I want maybe whoever gets it first gets to be able to decide what earrings I'm going to be wearing. The pinks, you know, that's kind of fun. I haven't seen very many of the pink gnomes. You could do this for like, you know, Western, and you could do springtime, whatever. This is one of those, you can use this all year round. That would be fun. And then here is just kind of like a pinky flowery pattern. You know, you could, boho would be really fun. We're doing the cow. Yep, Joy, I'm gonna do the cow. Okay, so this is how you would do fabric on these. And there are several different ways that you can do this. You could do just like a glaze varnish and put it on there. I also thought about, you can use Mod Podge. Sorry, it's backwards. You know me. I'm one of those. I can't flip it around and know how to do that correctly. So, and the other thing too, that what you can do if you don't have, this is fabric Mod Podge, you can use this right here. This is less matte. Luster is the orange, I believe it is. Yep. So you can do all different kinds. It doesn't matter with the fabric because you're, you know, adhering it on there. So I'm going to use because I have it, I'm just going to use the fabric one. And the other thing too, oh, here's another tip. If you are using paint and you don't have time to clean your brush, go ahead and throw a baby wipe around it. put it off to the side, and then you won't ruin the bristles. So what I'm going to do with this, let me get a paintbrush. I'm just going to use regular paintbrush. I always get them at Walmart because, you know, if they die, it's okay. It's one of those where, you know, like I said, every once in a while I have a paintbrush funeral if I leave something in it. And this right here, this fabric one is pretty thick. So just know that start in the middle. You don't want to glob it on the sides here. So just go ahead and I'm going to put it over the whole piece here. Just like that. And it is opaque. So you'll be able to see where it's at. It will dry clear. So I'm gonna take just a spot where I want a bunch of dots and things like that. So I'm just gonna take a piece about that big, and I'm gonna line it up where I want those dots to be. If I wanted to, I could paint this white. See how the little bit of the wood color is coming through? I think that's cool. It'll give it some texture. So I'm not worried about that. So go ahead and just put it on there. If you get wrinkles, this is my saran wrap here. It's just, I'm gonna use it to go on there, and I'm gonna just move it back and forth, and that will help get out if there's any wrinkles or bubbles, things like that. So that's number one. There we go. Let's see, what do we want to do for the second one? Let's just try right here at the bottom. I'm going to cut that off. I have a bunch of different little frays, and I don't want that on there. So cut about, yeah, about that. Okay, so I want to make sure that the tops of the hat are pointing off to the side, or the right side that I want. And then go ahead and just put a little bit of Mod Podge on there. And then line it up where you want it to be. Oh, I want it to be a little bit off to the side. Oh, decisions. There we go. Oh, I'm going to put a little bit more on there because I keep moving it. There we go. I'm going to go back to my original plan. There we go. And I do have a bubble right there, so I want to just take my saran wrap, and it totally takes out the wrinkles. So there we go. That's what it looks like. All right. So it is a little bit tacky, and I'm going to use my heat gun. This one here is for embossing, and I'm just going to use this a little bit. I don't want it to get too hot on here because thankfully it's not paint and it's not going to bubble it, but I want to make sure that this dries. So hold on. We'll do this here. And it's not too loud. Last time it was when I used my hair dryer. It's super it's super loud. So at least with this I can talk halfway. So just go ahead and make sure that it's adhered down. And like I said, you can see a little bit through it, which is okay. All right. So what you can do with this, there's a couple different ways that you can do this. You can take a sanding block and you can just go down the sides. And I want to make sure I use this with red paint, so I don't want to do that. You're just going to go down each of the sides here, and it's going to make it look really rustic. If you don't want to do that, you could take an X-Acto knife. You could do, you know, scissors and things like that. but see how it's just coming off, and it's going to be just a little bit, you know, there'll be a little bit of fabric and things like that. The little tassel, I think that's going to be fun. It'll give it a little bit more dimension. And then just start pulling it down. And I got this block, I think I got it at Hardware Sales or something like that in Bellingham, but you could do any like Lowe's and things like that. But just see how it's starting to come down the side. You can be pretty vigorous as far as the durability of these wooden pieces. If you're going to be using, sometimes people use the ones that are like cardboard or chipboard. I wouldn't recommend doing a whole big huge thing if you're going to with sanding, if you're going to be using cardboard for your earring bases. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to snip this little part off here. There we go. So that there's a little bit of an edge. And I'm just going to take my glue gun and I'm just going to put a little bit of a bead there, if you can see it. And then I will just fold that up. This is one of those little tools that has a dot on the end, and every once in a while I use that for just little hard to get places. And then go ahead and just fold that up. See how that is? Okay, so it just gives it a little bit of a finished edge. I could go in there and try my best and do sanding and things like that, but I want it to, you know, I want it to be a finished look. I don't want it to look too rugged. Okay, so there we go. There's our start, and I love these little, this is super cool. Let's do the other one really quick. And make sure that it's kind of, I do a 45-degree angle. So if you're watching for the first time, let me know by putting hashtag newbie on there. I love to find out if it's the first time that you're watching. So, hey Abby, how's it going? Hope your final went great. I know how that goes. Final week for college students, at least over here so far. So there we go. We'll put a little bit more on the top here. Pull it down so that you get the little phrase. I love that. I think that's going to be a fun. And I also thought about, and I could go and get them later, but to be really cute to put little gems and things like that. I have little feathers and things that are metal that would be really fun to add to these earrings. You can decorate them in many, many different ways, but I just kind of wanted to get the starting of what the base is on this, because sometimes you just look at these and you're like, I can't do this, and I'm like, well, all right, you don't say that until you try it and see how it goes. All right, so I'm going to take, some of these are pretty long. I don't want them too long. There we go. All right, so there it is. Maybe I might want to take that little part off. Let's see here. Pop that one. Okay, so there we go. And then we're going to take our glue gun again, and we're going to put a little bit on the back here so that we can roll that fabric right over the top. And like I said, it just gives it a finished look when you're done. There we go. I need one little spot here. That's what I love about this glue gun. It has this little fine tip on it, and it's much easier to get in those little tiny spots. Let's not burn ourselves, right? There we go. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so to be able to make sure that we can go through the hanger here, I'm just gonna take my weeding tool. I just poked a hole right through it. No big deal. Let's get our stuff cleaned up. There we go. I did that one. We'll put the hole in here. Okay, so now we're ready to put on the beard. And so this one, I thought it would be really fun to do something a little bit more, you know, rusticy farmhouse. And I'm so glad that we chose the print, because it's gonna make it look really fun. So this is just jute. I got in a project, I think on Amazon or something like that. And I thought, you know what, at some point I'll probably use it. So go ahead. I'm just gonna do 4 fingers, and I'm just gonna start wrapping it around. And I'm not sure how many, I think like 6 or 7-ish on there. I think I want them a little bit longer, so let's do this. Here's a piece of paper, and I'm just gonna go around it. This is another way how to decide. And of course, this is super long, but I'm gonna trim it. But I kind of just want to get a general idea of how long I want it to be. So let's see here. Here's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's try that. We'll see how this goes. And so after I wind it around, I'm going to cut one side all the way, turn it around, and then cut the other side. So now I have double the amount of string here. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Like again, I'm going to go ahead and flip it upside down. Take my piece of twine here, and I'm gonna go in the middle, and then just pull those 2 through, and that's what's gonna happen. Okay, so these are gonna be a little bit wild hairs, it looks like, because I mean, if you wanted to, you could take a straightener, hair straightener, and you could straighten out your jute and make sure that it is wisping the way you would like it to be. But let me do this real quick. We're just going to keep kind of going down the line and making sure that it's around about the same length. Because this one here, I don't know if I want to trim it to be in the V like we did the other one. I think we might just let this one go wild, but we'll see. That's the cool thing. I always say this about a project. You can have the exact same supplies, and then it always ends up coming out something different. And like I said, you can decide how close to and how many you would like to put on here. That's what I love about this project. It's open to your interpretation. So this last week I took and for the very first time put seeds in a little kind of like a little dome box, and I started seeds this week. Well, yeah, about this week. And hopefully because of our weather, I can put them out in the next week or so. But we've had such cold weather, I'm hesitant to be able to put them outside. So we bought some some stock water tanks that are the oval, and decided we're gonna try our hand here at gardening. I have not gardened in Idaho yet, so it could be a wonderful thing, or I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And the hard part is I don't know what to plant over here. So I have tomatoes and potatoes, because of course Idaho, you have to have potatoes. I have green beans, and cucumbers and different things like that. So we'll see how it goes. But I keep checking them. They're not coming up. And of course it's only been about a week. So, okay, here we go. This is what it's looking like. And I put on here, there's probably about 12 of them on here, 8 or 12 on. And so I'm going to do the exact same thing with the weeding tool from Cricut, and go ahead and just go down each of the ones to make sure that you can get the fluffiness. You could totally leave it like this, but I want it a little bit more fluffy. And so that's all I'm doing. I'm just putting my tool in each of the pieces of jute, and then just pulling them apart. There we go. It might take you a minute or two to do it. That's okay. Half of the fun of crafting is the process, right? Enjoy the process. I try. I'm a McDonald's person. I want it done now, but there's some times where you just have to get the project. You know, you're on the project's time, not your own time. And with this jute, once in a while, there's like a piece of fluffy that's in there. Sometimes, like right here, there's a little piece of something that's hard or something. I don't know what it is. So kind of work around that a little bit. You can decide what type of beard you want yours. I mean, I could see it would be super cute just to do almost like a girl whimsical and do ribbon. There's tons of different ways. I've seen also where you can make just 2 little braids on each side, and it's a girl gnome. So there's a lot of ways that you can do this. But depending on the season and the occasion and whatnot, I think these are going to be super fun. So my thing is if you are not able to get the gnome, let me know. Private message me. I will have at the end of today's live a kit in my Etsy shop. So I'm going to allow you to pick what fabric you would like and what napkin you would like. There's a couple different options that'll be available. And if you want to purchase this set to be able to make a pair, just private message me and say gnome earring or something like that. Let me know. Or you can go to my Etsy shop, which is Jane Nicole Designs. And then you can type in earring, because I don't have any, this is the only thing I have in my shop that's earrings. So, okay, let's take this right here, and we're gonna do a little bit of a brush. And this is super long, look at this. Yeah, that's, wait. So, we're gonna make it a little bit more manageable. But we don't want the gnome to have too bad of a bad beard day or something. I don't know what you'd call it, but. Okay. So there we go there. Now I'm going to take it and we're going to trim him up a little bit. And I don't know if I want it that long. I think I just want these ones just to be a little bit shorter. So I'm going to take it about there. You see where my hand is? We'll do that. And this cuts a little bit better. So I'm just going to kind of make it a little bit rounded. A little bit. And then okay, there we go. And this one here, I'm not gonna fan it out. I want it actually just to kind of be down here. This one here needs to be, I have a string that didn't get untangled very well. There we go. There we go. I could keep putzing around with it, but that, you kind of get the general idea. All right, let's trim a little bit of that fluffiness. And there we go. Now we have our second. Okay, so for time's sake, I'm going to not do the other one, but you'll get the same idea. Okay, so before we go, the last one, because I really wanted to show you guys this, I'm going to take and we're going to do a little bit of the chalk paint. And this one here, I'm going to use Waverly and white, because this one's a bright, bright white. There we go. Whew. Just make sure it's all ready to go. There we go. All right, I'm going to take my brush. I wiped it off with the chalk paint from the other one. And I'm just going to paint this white. The reason being is I want the white to show through. Okay, so there's one. Make sure it's facing the right way. And this one here, I'm going to paint the inside. Or the edges, I would say, of the bottom here. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want that white to show through here. Let's do the same with this one. Like I said, I'm just taking a little bit of that white paint going down where that dark is. Okay. All right, so there we go. That's our base. And I'm going to put a little bit of my heat gun on there. I want to make sure that this dries pretty good. And you can tell it'll be a little bit opaque, be able to look like chalk. Okay. Not too bad. It doesn't take too long. But, all right, so this one here, we are going to use, this is the napkins from Pioneer Woman, I'm sorry. And I got these at Walmart for like, I think I got them at the end of the kind of season for like $3 or something like that. So I want to be able to put this exactly where I want it to go. So hold on, let me get my paint put away. Okay, so this one here, most of these, and this is so cute. Look at, it's crispy Easter eggs. The instructions how to make Rice Krispie treat eggs. So super fun. I like Pioneer Woman. She always has some really, really beautiful things. Okay, so I'm just gonna rip off the corner here because I wanna, this is a 2-ply and I want just the top ply of this napkin. So it takes a little minute here, but we're gonna bring it back and forth and open it up like this. I just want this top layer right here. There we go. All right, so I could just do, I have an idea. I could just do just the blue plaid on there. And I think, but then look at, there's like little flowers and things like that. So hold on, let me rip this in half here. No, it's best to cut it with the scissors. This one I had in my mind and now I might be changing my mind. So I could just do it all of the plaid there, or I could put a little bit of a flower on there just to give it some extra texture and color. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. What do you guys think? Give me a thumbs up. Should I do that? Oh, that's super cute. Okay, I just need to make sure that my plaid is, the plaid is straight. I don't want green on there. Hold on. Nope, I think I want the flower on there. Okay, I'm gonna do the flower. We'll see how this goes. It's always fun just to, you know, see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna take the, this is the fabric, but you don't have to do that. You can do just the luster or the matte finish. But go ahead and put a generous coating on there. And then I'm going to decide where I want this to go. So hold on a quick second here. I think I want the pink flower and the little one at the top. Yeah, there we go, I'm committed. So take your saran wrap, go ahead and push that down. And I'm gonna do that same pattern on the other one because I don't want them to look too different. Okay, so we'll take the same one. Let's see if I can get something like that. It's backwards, but that's okay because we don't mind if they're a mirror image of each other. Let's put our Mod Podge on here. I think this might be my favorite one, so we'll have to see. All right, make sure that you get a generous coat on there. Here we go. Let's see, where do I want this? Let's get the little, yep, we want the flower right on the top there. Okay. Now, here's my favorite part, and I'm so glad you guys are hanging in there waiting for the end here. But if you know me, or you're gonna get to know me, I love to do fireworks. And part of that is just hanging out and doing stuff with fire. So today is the day. I'm gonna use that in our project. So I have done this before, so don't be alarmed. But we are going to take the napkin, and let me get my tool. I forgot one thing here. Here we go. We are going to hold our tool just like this, and because I have the Mod Podge on here, it is going to give me almost like a stopping point. But I'm going to take my lighter, and I am just going to light the napkin, and around the napkin, do you see that, where it's just starting to get burnt, and it will only go to the edge of the wood. So we'll do the inside here, and I love it that it's already burnt on the ends there, so it doesn't matter. But I'm going to go through the end there. I can also just poke it with a tool and then start it this way. Here we go. This is my favorite part about it. There it goes. So now all of the napkin is off. There's a little bit of burnt ends around it, which I'm totally okay with. I think that looks awesome. And that is a great way that you don't need to worry about cutting exactly around the edges, making sure you can roll it with your fingers, you know, with the ending of the napkins and whatnot. And then I'm just going to take the weeding tool and I'll punch right through the hole there. So that is the cool part about this project. I get to play with fire, and I get to have a fun technique to use. So let me know if you have ever done this, to be able to take your projects with Mod Podge, and there we go. Ta-da! I love it. I don't know. Let me know if you've done this before. I've also done it with words and things like that. If I have a bunch of things, letters and whatnot, and I want to make sure that I Mod Podge a napkin around each one of them. But isn't that super cute? There's one little spot there where I had my, there we go. Isn't that super cool? I love it. Okay, put a hole in it. There we go. Isn't that awesome? I love it. Okay, so I'm going to do the same. Let's make sure. Let me get a brush here. I'm going to take some of that burnt napkin away, just so that. There we go. I don't want it to be too rusticy in that regard. Let's just get the asher off. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put the mat on the front here, because I want to be able to seal the napkin. You don't want it to get dusty and dirty. And then I'm going to use a different brush here. Let's use one that's a little bit longer. I like to use the fan ones when I do Mod Podge and I want it super thin, because the fan brushes do really well at putting a thin coat down. Just make sure that you get a thick enough coat that if it gets dusty and things like that, it will dry clear. I've not seen Mod Podge that hasn't, unless you color it up with some sort. But go ahead and seal this and make sure that it'll last for a long time. All right, let's make sure I get the right lids on each of the cups here. All right, and I am gonna shoot this with the dryer. just want to make sure that we have enough tackiness so that when I put the beard on, it should be fine. Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, so now that I've done that, I put the Mod Podge on there, and it's a little bit tacky, but I think it's going to be okay to be able to put the beard on. See how that goes? I think they turned out way cuter than I thought. So, okay, now we're going to take. I'm going to do this technique. I'm going to do the macrame cord, and like I said, we did 5 inches. And there, it's going to be 3 on each. So let's do that really quick. So 1, 2, 3. Let's go down here. I'm going to make them a little bit longer. Here we go. Okay, so I made them 6 instead. So I can trim them off. And I'm going to do them for both of the earrings. Okay. And since you guys have seen this already, I'm just going to kind of breeze through this. But here we go. We have 6 cords, 3 for each. Like I said, fold it in half, up through the back. There we go. So in the comments, let me know what occasion or birthday, whatever, what would you use these earrings for? This is looking more like a summery, springish. Like I said, the sky is the limit on these. You can, I think gnomes are all year round now. I've seen more ones for Easter and stuff like that than I have ever. There we go. There we go. And like I said, I just usually make sure that if I can pull them pretty tight, the cording, so that you could, if you want to, put a little bit of hot glue so that these do not unravel. I may just put a little bit of hot glue in the back there just to make sure that, you know, that's me. I would be absolutely embarrassed if my project that I gave away or sold or whatever is defective or falls apart. That would be terrible. Pull this one down. This one's a little bit short. There we go. Pull that down. This one looks really long. I don't know why. There goes my paintbrush. There we go. If you have any questions, let me know, huh? I am one of those. I love to do instructions and things like that. That's why I came online with y'all, is just to be able to share in the joy of crafting and my crafting journey. And like I said, I'll leave the links for the products that I used today, where you can get, if you want these exact gnome earrings. If you can't get them, let me know. Like I said, I'll have a link in my Etsy store if you want to purchase a pair of DIY. I'm not going to finish them off for you. You get to do that. That's one of the things I think is going to be fun for I like doing kits and things like that. So there we go. Okay, let's just pull these tight. Fan them out a little bit. I think this is would be fun at like a little boho kind of thing. And wouldn't this be awesome? Graduation's coming. You know, there's gifts and things like that that are coming up that I think, you know, 4th of July would be super fun, having little stars and stripe for the gnome hat. I think that would be awesome. Just to be able to kind of keep in the season. There we go, I'm gonna. Okay, and now we gotta make sure, I gotta put a nose on them so that they will look like gnomes. The other ones I didn't. I'm like, whoops, just trying to make sure we get through everything in a not too timely manner. I know it's a little bit longer than I usually do it, but today is one of those days. I had so much fun. So much fun with y'all being able to create and put things together. So I hope you don't mind. I don't. I could be here all day, but I know how that is. We don't want to. I know we've got things to do adulting as well, right? But it's always nice to be able to take some time out of your day and be able to craft or just sit back and watch. Oh, let's not get it all over ourselves, right? Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a little dot here of my hot glue. There we go. Look at that. Aren't they so cute? I am totally, you're gonna see me in photos or maybe in another video with these on. These are super cute. So like I said, you can finish them off with either a hook or something like that. The gal that I watched when I was looking and trying to find these, she did little round rings and she just put them on the round rings and that's how she wore them. And then she actually did double-sided, so if you so desire, you could put the blue check or different, you know, totally different pattern on the back and wear any of these double-sided. So all right, thank you again so much for hanging out, watching, and we will see you back next Wednesday. I have a standing appointment with you all every Wednesday at 10 a.m. I hang out, and I have not missed one since before, I think it was Thanksgiving or something like that. So do come and hang out with me. If you want to be able to get a kit or be able to know where things are anywhere on Facebook, YouTube, Etsy, just type in Jane Nicole Designs, all one word, and you'll be able to find me. So thank you so much. I enjoyed today. Let me know if you do some of these earrings, either a round, triangle, teardrop. Let me know how you finished them off, whether it was with napkins or, you know, fabric, anything. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching and take care. We'll see you next time.